They say I died at 21, shot in the dark, dumped in a shallow grave before sunrise. That's a story folks been told. But stories, they're just smoke, and smoke hides the fire underneath. I'll tell you the truth. My name was Henry McCarty. Some called me William H. Bonney. The papers branded me Billy the Kid. I was born in the alleys of New York City, 1859. Rats bigger than your fist, streets choked with coal smoke and hunger. My mama did her best, Lord knows she did, but sickness took her in Silver City when I was 14. I remember her coughing, spitting red into a rag, whispering she was sorry she couldn't stay. That was the last soft thing in my life. The day they buried her, I had no father, no home, no kin, just me. And the desert don't forgive orphans. By 15, I was stealing laundry off lines to keep from freezing. The law grabbed me, threw me in a cell like I was born a criminal. But prison doesn't scare a boy who's already lost everything. At 17, I put a man in the ground, a blacksmith named Cahill. Big, drunk, and mean. He shoved me, called me names, swung fists at my face. I drew and fired before I even thought. They said it was murder. The men who saw it said it was self-defense. I didn't much care. I learned quick. You live by your trigger or you don't live at all. From then on, my name traveled faster than I did. Every town I drifted through, folks whispered, "the kid." Some said outlaw, some said killer. But truth is, I was just trying to belong somewhere. That's when I found John Tunstall in Lincoln County. He was different, treated me decent, fed me, gave me work, gave me a reason to stand taller. When Murphy's men cut him down in cold blood, I swore right there in the dirt I'd even the score. That oath birthed the regulators. We weren't saints, we weren't lawmen. We were vengeance dressed in dusters. We put Sheriff Brady down in broad daylight. You ever seen a sheriff die in the street? It's a sound you don't forget, the clatter of a badge hitting dirt. We hunted Tunstall's killers, cut them down, one by one. Then came the Battle of Lincoln, 5 days of hell, smoke rolling out of adobe homes, bullets snapping through the air, women and children screaming in cellars. By the end, the army marched in. Murphy's gang had the badge, the bankers, the governor. All I had was blood on my hands and the outlaw brand burned into my name. But here's the truth they never write in them history books. I wanted out. Governor Lew Wallace, the same man who wrote Ben-Hur, looked me in the eye and promised me a pardon. "Testify," he said. "Tell the court what you know. Walk away free." So I did. I risked my neck in open court, and when it was over, Wallace turned his back. My pardon never came. Betrayed by the law itself, that wound cut deeper than any bullet. From then on, I trusted only my own gun. You've heard of my escape from the Lincoln Courthouse. April 28, 1881, chains on my wrists, 2 deputies on my heels. James Bell fell first, shot on the staircase with his own pistol. Ollinger? He taunted me for weeks with that double-barrel shotgun, promising it'd tear me in half. I turned it on him. Both barrels. When the smoke cleared, half the town swore they heard me yell out that window, "Guess I got him too!" I walked out of Lincoln that day free as a coyote on the plains. But freedom don't last when every man with a badge carries your face in his pocket. Pat Garrett, once a friend, now a hired gun for the politicians. July 14th, 1881, they say he cornered me in Pete Maxwell's bedroom at Fort Sumner. Pulled the trigger in the dark. End of the kid. But let me ask you something. Where's the body? No autopsy, no photograph, buried before sunrise. You expect me to believe the most hunted outlaw in the West got dropped in a ditch without proof? That story don't wash. And plenty in Fort Sumner said the corpse in that grave wasn't me, because it wasn't. We had, let's say, an agreement. I walked away, never to be seen, and he gets fame and a reward. So I changed my name, lived near 70 more years as Brushy Bill Roberts in Hamilton, Texas, near Hyco. When I came forward in 1950, I wasn't looking for fame, wasn't looking for money. I just wanted the pardon Governor Wallace promised me all them years ago. I told the world the truth, how I slipped them chains, where Tunstall kept his ledgers, the exact words Brady spoke before the bullets took him. I laid it all out, and still they laughed. But the science didn't laugh. 93% facial match between me and the tintype photograph from Fort Sumner. The scar on my thigh from a bullet in Arizona. The powder burns on my cheek from Ollinger's shotgun blast. My teeth broken and twisted just as they described in 1880. My handwriting matched the kids' letters. My slang, my grammar, my voice, they all lined up. Men who rode with me, regulators' children, townsfolk who'd stared Billy the Kid in the eyes. They swore I was him. No man ever disproved it. But the governor of Texas, Mabry, didn't want the truth. When I stood before him asking for my pardon, the press mocked me, flashing cameras in my face. I was weak from strokes, struggling for breath. I stumbled, I failed, and Mabry denied me. A month later, my heart gave out, which, not from age, from the weight of betrayal, twice promised justice, twice denied. Now I ask you, did Billy the Kid die in 1881, a boy in the dark? Or did he outlive every man who hunted him, die an old outlaw tired of hiding? You decide. But remember this, history ain't written by the ones who lived it. History's carved by the ones who hold the pen. And me, I held the gun. Till we ride again, partner. Keep your powder dry, your story straight, and your boots out of the fire. And never trust a quiet saloon.